Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to, follow on from what Simon Fletcher said. In 1992, we were very fortunate that Ian Collins took a phone call from a personal friend of a player who'd suffered the terrible hardship of being delisted after a long career at that stage, and Matthew Hogg came to us in a way that a lot of people didn't think that we were making the right decision with an early draft choice. Matty Hogg, in a very short space of time, proved that not only is he one of the great clubmen going around, but he was a very valuable addition to our club. You think back to the epic duels we used to have with Hawthorn. Hoggy was able to stifle John Platt in just about every game, to the extent that Sticks and others used to say when they played State of Origin that Platts would say he knew if we played Carlton he'd get Hoggy, who'd drive him mad all day. Tony Francis at Collingwood was another one. I think Hoggy ruined his career. And I think at the finish in 95, Hoggy was able to resurrect from just plugging away until he got the opportunity, and you saw it again this year. The preliminary final against Essendon, magnificent job on Buick after the Bombers ran hot. Earlier this year, in Braddles' 300th, he came onto the ground and did a job on Shane Crawford. You know, he's just that sort of guy, gives everything, and over the years we've found that as a role model and as a bloke you want in your club, there's no finer than Matthew Hogg. So, Hoggy, I'd like you to come forward and where we pay tribute to you.
Well, that was definitely pretty overwhelming. Look, I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank a lot of people. Obviously, firstly, to Goffey for those kind words. Sometimes I have to pinch myself just to think that he's talking about the same bloke, but yeah, in the 8 years that I've been at the footy club, I've certainly had a lot of people that have helped me out. From Stephen Goff, David Parkin, Cole Kinnear, basically all the people that were responsible for recruiting me back in 1992. It's not many players get an opportunity to get a second chance at playing league football, and obviously I was given that opportunity, and obviously when I look back now, all the things that I've achieved, I walk away from the game achieving every single goal that I set myself out to achieve, and obviously all the hard work and sacrifices that I've put in over that time obviously makes everything worth it. To the match committee this year, obviously as Goffey said, there was some times this year, and obviously Fletch as well, that I was pretty much destined to play my season out, I should say, in the seconds. But I learned a fair bit from 95, where I missed the first 21 games and was able to sneak in for the last game of the season, and that kept me positive throughout the whole year, thinking that anything can happen and it's never over till it's over. And obviously looking at the clubs that were going to play in the finals, the Essendons and the North Melbournes, I thought that there was a few players there that I've had good records on in the past and felt that I could beat, so I stuck at it. And I thank the match committee very much for giving me the opportunity to finish my career off on a great note. To the support staff, Brits, Mitch, Dix and Diesel, the awesome foursome we call them. They're a great bunch, honestly. They're four blokes that really get in and help all the players. I think all the reserve players, senior players are very appreciative of all the work that they put in, and Fletch made a valid point before. I mean, you go to a footy club and you've got your coaching staff and you hardly learn anything. You really come into the club, you've got to play your own game and learn yourself, and I think the support that they give with teaching you the game, reading the play, and obviously you know, your fitness side of things, it's certainly been fantastic. It's a great asset to the Carlton Footy Club. To all the trainers, the physios, masseurs, the doctors, I've been very fortunate over the years. I haven't had many injuries. I think that's been attributed to the maintenance program that these guys have got in place. So I thank you very much for getting me out on the ground each week. To the players that I've played with over the years, I've certainly been very privileged. We've had some champion players, some larrikins, I suppose, as Barry Mitchell and Luke O'Sullivan. I suppose you can throw Justin Madden in there. He's a fantastic bloke. He's the only guy that could bag the coach and get away with it, so it was quite funny. But I must admit, that's probably the biggest thing I think I'll miss, is the friendships and the mateships that you form with all the players. And certainly had a lot of great times on and off the field. And I suppose the 8 years I've spent at the club, I've had about 25 different nicknames. You know, it started with Hoggy and then the Hogstar and Target, and now there's the Damage and now the Damois. So look, all those things obviously you take away with you, and obviously I'm going to miss. So thanks very much to all the players that I played with. Special thanks to my mother and father. Also to my grandmother, who passed away through the year. They've been a terrific support to me over the years, and I'm very thankful, so thanks very much. To my wife Claire, she's been a tower of strength for me. The last 12 years she certainly put up with a lot of dirty socks and shocks and towels and all the rest of it. But look, thanks very much to Claire for all the support and putting up with all my superstitions and everything like that. It's certainly a very hard job. And finally to all the supporters. Certainly been fantastic to me in the whole 8 years I've been at the club, and obviously it was great on Sunday just to hear that Hoggy, Hoggy, Hoggy chant once again. It's certainly something I'll take away and have to relive on maybe one of the footy trips this year. It'd be good. But look, I'd just like to wish the Carlton Footy Club all the best for next season. I think we'll certainly learn a lot from this year. I think North Melbourne showed this year, after losing last year, they had a lot of players obviously that missed out. And the best way to make amends is obviously come out and win the following season. And look, I think we've got the team to do it. Obviously, as Jack said, maybe the injection of a couple of other players to boost things along a bit. I'm sure that the future for the Carlton Footy Club is certainly very positive. So thanks very much for your help, and all the best.
They come any better than Matty Hogg, I'm sure you'll all agree, and of course we'll have to put him on a retainer. I think the players are going to put him on a retainer for the end of season players trip. So Hoggy, they'll miss you for that, but of course he's been a wonderful contributor on the field as well, but sorely missed in a great speech there by Hoggy. He was a valuable contributor, as I say, to the Carlton Football Club over the time that he was here. Just a couple of more housekeeping notes here, that someone's left their car lights on. It's inevitable. 1,600 people here, unfortunately, a couple of cars, DXL 617. DXL 617, no, it's not bingo, no, and FSS 736, FSS 736, you've left your car lights on. So it's on with the count.